Let's break down some popular ships. First up are Mare and Cal from Red Queen. Spoiler warning starts from here on. So Mare and Cal are united by their hatred of Maven and their need for revenge against him, but also by their search for justice and the greater good, for an end to the red-silver blood divide. Cal cares about his people as a prince, and Mare cares about the others like her, the Reds and the New Bloods. But Mare is prepared to use violence to bring about this peace, while Cal is reluctant to do so. And obviously a big difference between them is that Mare is from a poor village called the Stilts, while Cal has been raised as royalty his whole life, so they have very different experiences there. Next up are Kaz and Inez from Six of Crows. Both of them are mainly just trying to survive. They're pretty dangerous people, but they both have a history of trauma. Inez has her time in the menagerie, and Kaz has his brother's death. Where their characters differ is that Inez still has a lot of hope. She believes in the saints and is still a pretty open person, while Kaz has years of emotional walls built up around him. Alex and Henry from Red, White and Royal Blue are one of my favourite ships ever. They both want to change the world for the better, Alex through politics and Henry through his charity work. They're both anxious nerds. They both love Star Wars, for example, but Alex is very chaotic and high energy, where Henry's more of a depressed poet type of vibe. So what exactly makes these ships so devastating? Here's what I've noticed. In a good ship, the characters should have a similar force driving them, or something really important in common. I visualize this as a Venn diagram, so the section in the middle should have the thing that really unites them. But they also need to be different enough that they make an interesting contrast. If your characters are too similar, they're not going to be a dynamic ship at all, and readers are probably going to get bored of them. Common examples of this are having different humour styles, like sarcastic versus dorky, different energy levels, like always tired versus hyperactive, or different social skills, antisocial versus charismatic. This means that the characters will bounce off each other well, and will create an interesting dynamic. I personally always associate my characters and characters in books with specific colours based on their personalities, and I found that a good way to develop a character dynamic in a ship is to think about the colours you associate with them and whether they match or contrasting. I found that the best ships generally have characters with contrasting colours. Usually one of them is like a more bright colour and a more bold personality, and then the other one is like a darker colour and more reserved. So if you think about like Alex and Henry, Alex is very red as a character and Henry's very blue as a character, and that contrast between them is really nice. And if you think about Deku is associated with green and Bakugo is associated with orange, and that really kind of just summarises the contrast that you need to find between your characters. It's really important to think about concrete reasons why character A loves character B, because if you can't name specific reasons why they're in love, they're probably not in love, and it's going to feel too forced.